Hey guys, we're back. Vindicar Ash, aka Cinder Ash here. I know you guys really loved my veteran build in the past, and now we're bringing it back better than ever from patch 13 with the new class update. So, obviously, as the name suggests, we're being a Vindicar, aka we're doing one-shot headshots. That's more or less what our build's focused around, and well, it's probably the best that we got out of it so far. I actually don't really like how they messed up veteran this patch, but nevertheless, I digress. Let's just hop right into it. Starting off with the talents, we're going to be heading down the left side for our beautiful and best grenade. But first, we're going to be doing a long shot, deal up to 20% base damage, reduce the closer you are to the target. So you're going to be a little bit further in the back than a lot of your teammates. Obviously, volley adept, 30% reload speed on an elite and a specialist enemy kill. So, you know, if you're getting a little bit low and you pop one of those boys, just reload real quick, you'll be good to go. Keep their heads down. Ranged attack suppression is also a really good one if you want it. I just prefer the reload just because of my play style. These are interchangeable. You could also even get both if you really, really wanted to. Next, we'll be going to range damage boost. We got a 5% range damage, and then we're going to come over to the middle for the health boost. And then we're going to go down and get covering fire when you kill an enemy with a ranged attack. Allies within 5 meters of the target replenish 15 toughness and receive plus 10 base damage for 3 seconds. Really good for your Ogrins that are up in the front line with their, unkillable build or just in a melee build or even a gun. Same with your Zealots. You just want to make sure that they're always topped off because, believe it or not, you're probably the worst class after the most recent patch. So you're basically just going to be focusing on being a support range DPS. You're not going to be like the hot shot. You're not going to be the one like super carrying, but you know, this is what you got. Then obviously 3% damage for everything, for everybody. It's better than Survivalist simply because the slow and stun immunity is meh, and then the catch the breath is not that great either because 8 meters is pretty big distance. You're going to pop down, take this toughness. You'll eventually take this crit hit chance once you get to the bottom, but you definitely want to get some of this other stuff first. Then you're going to get that reload boost. Again, reload speed is very vital. Base damage when there are no enemies within 8 meters. Again, you can take this if you want. Take it or leave it. You can get rid of it. Really doesn't matter. But this is the one that we want. First 10% ammo after reload, 10% range crit hit chance because you just want to make sure you nuke everything that you can see. Obviously, we're staying with Executioner stance. We enter the range stance for 5 seconds. We get a bunch of damage, get a bunch of boost, and it's obviously the augmented version of Volley Fire, which makes it even better. You know, we want to take all 3 of these perks because all of them are really good. It allows us to stay in our ranged ability a lot longer. It allows us to also point out enemies for our teammates because, again, we want to make sure that everybody knows where all the elites are, where all the bad guys are, where everything that is coming to ruin us is, and this is exactly what you want. Then we're going to basically take everything down this tree. Range damage, reload speed, range damage, replenish the toughness, and gain toughness reduction on ranged weak spot kills 3 times. Stacks up. It's really, really good. You're also going to want to focus on dead shot because the sway reduction, always really good, and you don't really need stamina because, again, you're in the back. But the crit chance is also really, really good, and it stays up there as long as you are looking down sight. Doesn't matter if you lose all your stamina or not. It's just always there. Toughness damage reduction, always really great. Weak spot damage, again, critical hits with las weapons, because we're going to be using a las gun. Also really good here. If you don't like las guns, you can obviously skip this one and put another perk point somewhere else. There's a bunch of other really good and viable options. We got our toughness, gain suppression immunity, so if any gunner is shooting at you, you won't have any like weird knockback, any screen distortion, anything crazy like that. Instead of getting the stamina regeneration delay, we're going to get toughness damage reduction because we just want to stay in the fight all the time, and best way to do that is through that. 25% more ammo, toughness, and then of course on ability use for any 10 seconds, any weak spot gain is 50 power. You can obviously go down a lot of these other ones. There's a lot of good options in here. This is more like the mix between ranged and melee. This is also very good if you choose to also want to do melee, but this build is definitely not focused around melee. It's more focused around making sure that, you know, nothing actually kills us. But I would also recommend this one just because it has rending strikes. It's also very good. Great because rending is the best way to kill carapace enemies because it reduces their armor by a lot. Really, really nice. So now we'll look at our weapons and our best to go at it. So obviously Power Sword, best in slot, best thing you can get for a veteran. And it's just ridiculously overpowered and really good. Things you want to focus on, carapace and flak guard enemies because they're going to be your biggest threat. As long as you have your ability charged and ready with your Q or on controller, whatever your special ability button is. I'm sorry I haven't used the controller yet. I have to, plug it in and test it out. But that will be in the tips and tricks video that will be coming out after these builds videos to really help you guys out. Obviously, supercharge, you want, the rending on energized hits, which is very, very good against your carapace enemies. Plus the extra damage on there, you'll pretty much cleave through them like butter. You might even do it a little bit better than zealots, depending on how well you do your rending, as well as if you get that other rending percentage boosted on, you should slice through them like no problem. Obviously, these two are the best things that you want on your power sword. A supercharge, if you can get a tier 4, it'd be even better. And then obviously power cycler, 2 extra chain energized hits, really, really good. Because again, slicing through everything like butter, that's how you do it with this. Next comes our Cottrell, also very beautiful weapon. It's probably our best in slot for las guns if you're looking at that. We have bonus damage to flak armored enemies and 8% range damage to elites. If I could, I'd reroll that 8% to 10% for elites and then still kill the flak armored enemies just because you don't want to get close to those guys unless you absolutely have to. And then that's what you use the sword for. But at a distance, as long as you aim for the stomach, because the face is the weak point, but it takes a lot longer to kill them, this is what you want to look for. Ghost, again, tier 4 if you can get it, and use your range attacks for weak spot hits, because again, you're aiming for the weak spots. And then a Furnace, plus 4 burn stacks on critical hits to a maximum of 12 stacks. Reason you're using that, crit build, a lot of crit damage, a lot of burn damage as well. Very good. Very strong. Curios, I haven't really touched them since the last one, but essentially you want the same thing as what I got here. 20% max health is going to be your best option. Damage resistance to gun or snipers, combat ability, regeneration, really good roll if you could get all of those. You also are going to want to wound just because you are a little bit squishy. If a crusher gets up on you, you're going to go down. And then you have a little bit of a buffer. So, kind of help out with that. Toughness, regeneration speed, if you can, get a tier 4 on it. Really, really good. Snipers and mutants, really good. These do not stack, so I actually have to change one of these. I'll change it after the video when I go into talking about the actual gameplay in the next bit here. But I'll take off that sniper. And then here, again, Poxhounds, Bombers. Mutants and Poxhounds you really won't need since they got nerfed with the patch 13 update. But it'd be nice to have them. Again, I have a 22.5% toughness regeneration speed that won't stack, so it's a worthless perk. So I'll have to reroll one of my Curios entirely. Not a big deal. I just don't have a lot of resources, as you can tell, except for money. But other than that, you guys should be good. You basically just want to focus on a lot of the toughness, the health, and that kind of stuff. Alright, and into it we go. So, just again, Smelter Complex, Strike. It's a Damnation, just to make sure you guys can see everything that's going on. Just to kind of show off and explain the build, so it's all good and juicy for you guys. So, we'll probably take it a little bit slower just because of our teammates being a little bit far behind, but this is going to be pretty much one shot, one kill on damn near everything. So it is going to be a little bit of a harder build, but a very rewarding, high risk, high reward build. As long as you can hit the heads, you'll be good to go. I'm a little rusty because I've been more or less playing on my Zealot, my Ogren. Been doing all those. But as you can see, even with how I'm playing, and I'm a little sloppy with it, on Damnation, you can one-tap a lot of these trouble characters. Seems our psychers are having a little bit of trouble, though. Even at close range, you know, I'm not doing the best on the headshots, but even still, they're pretty much dropping. Now, normally I comment a lot more on my other videos, but because I have to focus on making sure that all my teammates don't die and there's nothing crazy going on, especially because we have mutants and a demon host already, I want to make sure that they don't get absolutely obliterated. So as you can see, I'm not in the best position with this, but gotta kind of do what you can. And even though, like I told you guys, you don't want to be in melee with these flak guys, as long as you're energized and you're hitting them, you can really mess them up. So this game more or less requires a lot of like listening, and I know you guys won't be able to hear the gameplay, but as long as you're listening and you have a good focus, you'll be able to more or less mess everybody up really easy. So here's what Sightning does. It also adds a bunch of this stuff. Everybody's highlighted. So this allows me to really just kind of focus on murdering all this stuff and then keeping it going. And as you can see, it went on for a pretty damn good long time. Alright, so here's a bad time happening. So we got a bunch of poxbursters coming in. One's going to be coming from down this hallway. I'm just waiting for it. So I'm going to push forward because my team's pushing forward and I don't want to be caught alone. Even though I am best at a range. Alright, we want to swap because we have this. We have a bunch of these guys. Can't hit through that. We see a lot of these guys. We just want to clear up from before in there. And then I got a bulwark on me. So as you can see, this is a really, really strong build, and it's just really great, especially for you if you're more about the shooty, which is a lot of people, to be honest. But make sure that everybody has that. All right. So for us, the more range we have to see things, the better off we are. So we want to be in this kind of position where we can see things dropping on our left and on our right. Right now, our focus is on the left because that seems to be where the most amount of enemies are coming from. And then we'll pop that because we want to see where all these other enemies are also coming from to make sure that we can take care of them. And our team is perfectly okay. We'll reload because we just killed an enemy recently. That was an elite. Just to make sure we're topped off. As you can see, our combat agility just comes back really, really quick anyway, so it's a pretty good benefit. As you can see, mutants not even a fucking issue. So having mutants and like poxhounds as your defense bonus is not that great. You're better off putting either toughness or health, whichever one you have more of. I definitely recommend health, just because health is more beneficial than toughness is. Ever since they nerfed toughness into the ground during the release of the game, for whatever silly fucking reason they did. But as you can see, we can now move forward, and we're good to go. So, we heard a scab trapper, so we want to fix that. Make sure they're not an issue, and then in we go. We will have to deal with a poxhound when we get back down. It also sounds like we'll also have to deal with a bomber, so those are things to note. Anything behind us that is a normal enemy doesn't normally come and follow us. Elites will. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing this kind of stuff. As you can see, there's a lot of ranged enemies, but our Ogren's in our way. So we'll just wait for him to do his thing. We'll shoot these real quick. Take out our melee. Break that. We do not want to progress because there is a big issue coming in. There is a probably a beast in Nurgle. Oh no, it's a chaos spawn. Okay, as you can see, he's not very happy with us. Alright. So, in a situation like this, stun him with grenades. Keep him on lock so your teammates could do something about him, because you are probably going to be the focus. And you're probably going to go down, like I am. But that's also a problem, because I don't know where Ogren is right now. Worst case scenario, we get up close. Energize. Get it going. There we go. He was probably dealing with the minions, which is what was better in this situation, even though I took a lot of damage and I almost went down. That's better for the team overall than if I were to try to be a hero and try to, like, you know, blame him. He did his job, I did mine, and I also get a heal right here too. Sadly, I'm the only one that's probably going to want to take that just because of the situation of I don't have a lot of HP, and if I go down, that's going to be a huge issue going forward. Now, just because I'm in such close range to these guys, I want to make sure that I swap to melee just to help out. Because even though my range is my main focus, I can still do quite a bit of damage with this weapon. There's a sniper soap way back there, so we want to take care of that. You are always 1000%, unless you see a zealot, or not a zealot, a psyker with brain burst. You are 1000% the sniper killer. Anytime you see a sniper, you are the one fucking killing it. They have crowd control in their lock because I need to fucking get some ammo. I am low. Might not seem like I'm low, but I'm way below half. So that's bad for me. So as you notice a lot when I'm using my sword, I'll charge it. And I'll also be doing some weird, like, stance dancing, which I've dubbed as sword dancing, which I think the rest of the community has taken on from early on. I don't know if it's still called that or not. But essentially what you do is you just pull out the weapon, you activate it, you swing left and right as you move and dodge left and right, and then when you run out of energized charges, you then just... Oh, shit. Alright, I should be able to get this person up. Now, there's a health charge, so I will go take that. This is bad to go back on my own, because this could be stupid, and they could have jumped down, and I could have got trapped, or anything crazy, like Poxhound, anything. Would have been a bad choice for me. But, I definitely needed it, risked it. So, again, we'll put kill shot on, we'll aim for shots. I want to make sure we get these guys dead. Allows my teammates to also know that there's still 3 ranged targets that could be really tedious to take care of. So now I'm at about 20% of my remaining ammo, which is, you know, not including what's in my magazine, because it's not a clip. And then we'll be good to go. Or, well, I guess in this universe, it's technically a battery, but, you know, magazine, it's not a clip. Nope. I got flinched. That's okay. I get tossed aside, so that means I can focus on that while my teammates take care of the mutie for me. And then we keep moving. Would really kill for some ammo, though. No, but... Oh. What a good lad. As you can see, you get pretty much a lot of ammo back, especially with las guns. That make up for the fact that you kind of burn through a lot of it too. It's very balanced. Horde coming in, so again, we want to do this. We want to focus everything in the back. You can see what the gunners are, just because of the yellows. And our Ogre was able to take care of that. We want to throw a couple grenades, just because there's Reapers here. Anything would flinch, and then we also got bleeds going out. Are really beneficial. So we also got a Chaos Wall. So it's going to be riding us because we're doing a lot of the damage to it, which is fine. You just want to keep back dodging or side dodging, depending on how much room you got. And then because there's a bomber, you want to take care of the bomber. Bomber is a huge threat during a wave like this. Sadly, can't get any good shots on this guy. Now we got this guy's got a dog on him. Focus the dog. Alright. See, that's why, again, we push Poxwalkers, and you don't shoot them when they're near your allies. You see, I went from basically full health to now I have a quarter wound of corruption. It's probably about closer to half, and also lost pretty much all my HP, so I pretty much got fucked. It's not that bad, especially considering up ahead. Next, we got a healing station before the final act. That's not bad. Could have been way worse. Nobody was watching my back, but that's okay. I didn't take any health damage, I just took toughness, and then now I want to push forward with everybody and go into melee, just because there's a huge horde coming, until we can get to this part. I'm going to want to stay back here, so I can focus on this, but our Ogre also isn't watching the back, so that's bad for me. So instead of assisting with the objective, I'll be focusing this, and then I heard Trapper. Want to focus that with a weapon. Never get melee with them if you can help it. Alright, so he's helping back here now, so I could focus that. Focus that. And then I could solo shoot all those out because it seems like the rest of the team just kind of fell apart. That's fine. Energizer hits 1 to 2 on the eyeballs, even on Damnation, pops them. So we got a bomber and a mutant coming in. Take care of the bomber immediately. We got a Poxwalker also coming in, so we just want to back up. Want to let whatever happens to that, because it's not our issue to get close enough to push it. And we don't want to shoot it because it's so close to our allies. Good. Alright, get this charged, hit that. Hit those. We got a Poxwalker coming up. So push, back up. Lost a lot of our HP, but that's okay. We'll just fix that by killing a lot of this. And get our toughness. It's behind me, so I just keep pushing back while focusing the enemies in front of me. And hopefully not get stuck on the enemies behind me. As long as you listen, there are sound cues that sound like air whooshing. That means there's an enemy trying to melee you from behind. Alright. Focus that. Focus this. I could have meleeed that, but it was easier for me to shoot it. Charge. Help defend. Hit the eyeball. There we go. It looks like somebody got trapped because they were off on their fucking own. So now we got the issue of the Trapper coming back in the middle of a horde. And sadly, we went down because we tried to push forward to help. That was such a bad situation because everybody was so spread out. So now we need to push up to help Bully. And so what we're going to do here is drop a med kit. And then we're going to shoot this guy. Burn him up. So now, unless you see an enemy that is going to require you to shoot, for the most part, you can get away with going pretty much melee now. You always kind of want to be scanning the ground, but you also just kind of want to be listening for elites. You should be, for the most part, okay? Especially on, like, missions like this where you're holding off hordes. You'll hear elites every so often, but for the most part, you know, you can also just scan with them with this ability just to be safe, but, you know, you're pretty good to go. Just focus, melee, you know, if you want to help. But realistically, the Ogren is more than adept, especially with that beautiful weapon of just, you know, hard carrying. You know, we got Ragers coming in. Dumpster them before they even become a threat. Alright. Look at all those red dots. Perfect hits. One shot, one kill. And there you go. Like, again, another penance, because I really haven't played my veteran in a while, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the build. I hope you guys enjoyed it in action as well. Sorry, I was a little rusty. I wasn't really hitting all that many headshots, but as you can see, I still did pretty damn well with it. And it's really strong. And I hope you guys like this build. Hope you guys use it. Hope you guys sub or whatever. And as always, you guys take care. Stay awesome. Bye, guys.